Howdy, y'all. I'm Wade the Ozark Hillbilly. I'm back again doing the Ozark Crossroads, and I'm here at Battlefield, Missouri at the Butterfield Stage Park. It's a nice little park. I can see why they call it. It could probably have been a stage line, but I think on the map it never was. But there's something that connects it to the area, and I'm glad Battlefield has put it here. And there's going to be more. I'm going to show you more in the. I'm here at the Butterfield Stage Park, as I did in my introduction. Thank you for all coming back to this Ozark Crossroads. I'm going to show you this nice little beautiful park that has a tie to the Butterfield Park, or Butterfield Stage area, because this might not have been historically connected, but it connects it to the road that connects it coming into here. It is a nice little beautiful park. You have all this little, like a little walking path. I love this area. Never been out here. Seen it on the map. I decided to come and show you all and how it connects into the Ozark Crossroads. Yep, just goes up to there to a picnic area. Just a nice little short track. Little creek running through. That's what I love about these stagecoach lines, where you had to have a nice little creek for the horses to get a drink. Just if you want to take a little short little walk around. I love the Ozarks where I live. I love all the history that's from this area. How this park's here as Battlefield decided to put it in to give a little nod to the history that the road it connects to, and why it could be in maybe a stagecoach. But if you go to the National Park Service, you can see all the stagecoach stops in this part of this area, the Southwest Missouri. And I'll try to show you some of them, because I would just love to, what I can find. A lot of the area is race because it's lost to time. This is just among a nice little housing. It is beautiful. Nice way to get out, get some walking. People who live in Battlefield or close to this area can come out here. Nice little place. It's only 862 square meter little walking track, so you can get your exercise for the day. Or you can sit down and relax and have a little meal. A little roadside park. I like how I'm doing these trails. If you've seen before, last video, if you go back to the Ozark Crossroads series and Lost Trails of Springfield, you've seen I've done the downtown square, the, I'm trying to think of the name of it, Maple Hill Park, and the Trails of Tears. All about an old road that ain't really existing. But there's one area that I'm going to take you along. I'm going to show you later that it has the most preserved area where you can walk. But right out here, what connects us to the history of the Butterfield Park is it's connected to the old wire road. The very few roads that survived when we got named roads. Because you gotta be mindful. It wasn't until from the 1860s, 1862 when Butterfield shortly ran, then until the 1870s, then the railroad took over. A lot of these roads were just lost to time. So if a road was named, it must survive until it got named by the maps because of the time, because not to 1913 before Missouri came around and started doing maps. I think it was 1918, the official one. But I'm going to flip this camera around and show you. Now that, the old wire road, because I like it. the very few areas that are still named the old wire road in this area. Springfield, all basic because of time, race almost all the old wire road traffic. But if you are, I'm gonna probably put up some pictures of what I'm talking about: the Battlefield Stage Route, Trails of Tears, and the Ozark Trails Association. Those are the three things that are see, right here is the old wire road right in front of the park. There's the sign. Here's the old wire road. If they had a little sidewalk right here, I could probably walk more comfortably and show you more of this old wire road, but I can't really do that because it's a nice little quiet little street that I can walk just a little bit and show you the old wire road. The very few areas are left. So if you ever see one of these old wire road, now you know on the map of different parts of Springfield. They're usually on the outside of Springfield of the old wire road. It kind of deads in to the old wire road and goes to a new road because of Wilson Creek Battlefield. Pretty much raced almost the road because when they went into becoming a park. See? Right there, more of the old wire road. I love thinking about the people who travel down this road all these years, since the 1860s to nowadays. That is over 100 years. Yeah, over 100 years of happening. I might throw some pictures up here if I can find them on the web. Probably from National Park Service and Wikipedia, or places like that I can find to show you more of this. I think I showed you in the last video the end of the Trails here because they had to deposit the last video in the towards the video when I did Trails here. You could probably see more of that. So it is neat. I'm gonna do some more video. I'm gonna show you my next area. Yep, driving the old wire road. It's kind of neat. Still being part of the highway system through this little neighborhood. I just love it. It ain't very much down here, but it still is this. Just driving and seeing. Thinking about horses and all them riding around here. And a telegraph line to, what you call it, going down part. That's why they call it the old wire road. About right here is the end of it. Howdy, y'all. I'm on my next area. I'm at Wilson Creek Battlefield, where they have the most preserved trails around for the old wire road. I'm going to show you this. What I'm going up to is the Ray's house, Ray's spring house. And I'm going to show you. This used to be a stop and part of the battlefield too. This is something that is one of the biggest battlefields in this area, as I know of. If you have anything else know about Wilson Creek, comment. I like to learn more because I've not been up this area in a little while, and I just want to show you what I think is unique and how the park changed the roads around here and put its own little spice from the 1960s in here. It is a beautiful park. What I like about Wilson Creek is now it's free to come in. Used to you had to pay, but now they made it free. It is so. As I'm walking up to the house right over there, and actually I looked on the map and this used to be another road that the park disconnected. Not quite to the old wire road yet, but they have a setup where they have the old fencing set up, showing, and pretty soon we'll be crossing over to the old wire road, going up to the Ray's house. I've been here once before. I need to get out here because I love battlefields, how it changed the area and how some of them are preserved nowadays, and I just like it. I think I'm coming up pretty soon. That's what I think about it. You can just look back how the road just changed the hillside. Right here is the old wire road, I believe. I'm gonna check my map to double check, because it pops up on today's map. You know that? That's how I found this, on the old map. Yep, there's the old wire road. And right there too. You can kind of see it popping up over there. Now this used to be farm road. Then the park carved up and took out this. If the farmhouse is open, I'll show you. If not, I get to show you the outside. I like all the little plaques they put out here, showing you the people who lived here, and give you a glimpse of their life and how 1853 lives here till the death of 1870. National Park Service gives you some history. You got a nice little bench that you can walk. Home was a field hospital. Yep, see, there's the old wire road. That's right out there. Ain't that cool? I don't know if the house is open. Sometimes they leave the house open where you can tour it. You can show the outside. Yep, see? Bloody Hill. I didn't really come here for the Civil War information. Mainly I came here because of that right there. The old wire road, what's out in front. You know that? The old wire road. Yep, I think the house is open, so I get to show you inside. Here is the outside of the house. I'm gonna walk around the outside of it because I think it's beautiful. Oh, they give you a way to go in through the back door where you have a wheelchair. This house is beautiful. You can tell how many different additions. Because usually a door means it was an addition. There's the old wire road. This is cool, walking out the old back door, walking around this area, seeing this house, how much history it has with the battlefield, probably a stagecoach stop, how the wire road. Plus, walking up here, I didn't really show you, but coming up here was a little hill. So I can see why they put the old wire road here, because of the good old Ozark Plateaus. This is what this is all about. The Ozark Plateau, the Salem Plateau, and the Salem Plateau, and the Boston Plateau. What makes up the good old Ozark region. And some of these are the people here inside the Ray's house. So neat that they let us tour this house. You can see how many different additions it was. And it shows and gives you a little bit more information there. Shows how a family would have. You know that? They have a sailor down there. Look at the kitchen, how simpler people lived. They may look like they have a nice little spread, some yummy fruits and vegetables. There's that door I showed you on the outside. This is beautiful. Good old hearth. Looks like this was the original addition. Then they added on the rest. Or could have been the secondary. I like how the Park Service has opened this up. This is cool. Some more of. Look at this, some papers, newspapers, some stuff I missed. Just shows you how people lived back in the day. This is cool. I love this. Oh, county map. This is cool. I can see why they would use this. This has a beautiful view. Man, I am loving this. Man, that is so beautiful. You can see this how high I am at. I went outside, showed you the view. Here's the outside of the porch. Has 2 doors. It is beautiful, but I showed you this again, but there's a little step, shows you you're stepping onto the old road. See, right here is the old wire road. And I can show you why it used to like be, but this part's all grass now. Could have been grass back in the day. Man, I love that old, you can see right back there. The old Ray steel, the old Ray, the old Ray house. Travel stop. I am unique. I love it. The first 2 rooms were original. The back room I thought was original, but it wasn't. It was an add-on. It was bigger at one time than the forest. The National Park Service took over and kind of took it back to its original configuration of the 3 rooms. It's kind of unique. There's some stuff missing there, but you can come out and visit with the doors open. The person up there visiting, you can talk to them. They'll give you a lot of information about it, and it just shows you what it is. But me yammering on, I'm going to show you more of the old wire road. The old wire road kind of shows you what it would be back in the day. Gravel path. You can just walk here. They look like they have horses are allowed on the property if you want to walk, so might be want to keep an eye on that. But here's an old hitching post. They just show you where you can just walk around. I think this is neat. Now the road goes up that way, but this is the old wire road. Maybe a service road. It's kind of neat. This road would have been back in the 1860s. I can see the old stages going up here, especially that you can see where how much this is not flat land, this is hill land. That's why I call myself a hillbilly, because I'm used to these hills. I like doing these walks, especially I got some shade. Oh, that's why I call myself a hillbilly. So I'm from these hills, from the Ozark Hills, from the Ozark Plateau, more of the Springfield Plateau than anything else. But I like to see the other ones, the Boston, the Salem, St. Francis area, and there's a little bit in Ozark because there's a discrepancy. The I can't remember. The one museum out there says the Ozark extends over into Illinois, but Wikipedia and all them says it does not. I just might have to get out to Illinois and see if there should be called an honorary Ozark area in Illinois. It'd be kind of unique. I love it out here. That's another thing about the hillbillies, our culture. like I've said once before, it says we're Midwest, but we're not. We take our culture from all the different things, Midwest, South, and the Appalachian, especially our music. The true ones, I love the music of the bluegrass and the country and all that. I, of course, like all kinds of music, but that's what if I want to jam, I want to just get into something, give me some good old bluegrass and I'll love it. The Appalachian don't claim we're hillbillies, but I don't care about the Appalachian because they're still hillbillies and we're hillbillies. Just a little different. We're just a little different cousin from them. I'm hope I'm not boring you because I think this is cool. And I want to show you more of the old wire road. I don't know if I'm yammering on. And I want to show you some about the Ozark Plateaus. I might put some pictures in here of the Ozark Plateau, the Old Wire Road, the Butterfield Trail. They actually go kind of in together, and the Trails of Tears, and the Ozark Otto Trails before Route 66. All this culminating in this area, and I am thankful that I can walk. I'm walking on the road that's 100 years old or older. That's been here so long that it is unique. That is cool. And shows you how much families, how hard they had when they came here. Only the good Lord helped these families out to make them survive. That's why some hillbillies, they're very, Lord bless them with the wisdom to make sure they take care of the family and everything else. Some on the right side, some of them on the wrong side of the law. You know what I'm talking about. It's in that good old Mountain Dew. And some on the right side, they just farmed and worked the land. And that's why I got personal about my family too. Me yammering on, I'm going to show you more of this road. I'm going to the more modern part when the park came in here. I'm going to just show you crossing over. Now here's the modern road. You know what I mean? This is a one-way road. See right there. I can even walk here. But this is what I'm here for, the old wire road. I might come back to Battlefield and this area and show you more of the history because there is a cool museum to have, but I don't know if I'm going to have time today. Hiking or horseback only. So I might have to watch from some good. I might need to watch for some cow pie or horse pie. You know what I'm talking about. Man, I'm glad I was able to do this. Because look at this. This just shows you what it would have been back. Going way back to the 1860s when the Butterfield stagecoach had to deliver mail. My body's telling me something else, but I don't mean to stutter sometimes, but I get tongue-tied so easily, especially when I get a little thirsty. I hope that didn't come too much across my speaker, but I'm glad my original plan, I was able to walk this. So I'm so glad I got to walk the old wire road. Maybe this is a little bit better back in the day, but I can see why. Like right now, it's kind of hot outside and it's kind of cool. I get to walk this. I get to walk some history. I can't believe it. This shows you some of the hills. and see how much we dropping and everything. Because right there is all hills. I can see why some of this area where the trails, the trail went in certain areas. Dropping down. It is cool out here. Just reminds me of all this thing, going back to my family history, going back when they settled in this area, how much harder they had than me having today. How much it took a lot of grit. It took your faith leaning on the Lord, because these Ozark hills can make you or break you, and that's two ways about it. There's so many people came here, settled. Some made them, some didn't. But my family made it here. Been here for a little while. Like one of my side of family, they did farming. My other side of family, they did counters. You go back to my post, I'll show you some of the counters that they did. And both sides were very smart. They did what they had to do to take care of the family, provide for the family what the good Lord gave them the wisdom to do. Because without the good Lord, sometimes it's hard in life. With Him, it makes it easier. That's what I see. But to me, walking this area so far brings me back and thinking about how many years my family's been in this area and how I grew up. I get to see they didn't have easy life, especially going back to the house. It was very simple. They lived in a lot smaller homes than we did, partially to heat it, keep it warm for the winter. Another part is it's what they could build at the time. They didn't have the luxury of building a big fancy house. That came later. We got a little bit of money, a little bit of everything else. Oh, I think this is cool. Kind of shady in here. It's a blessing. Wilson Creek has its own history. People who love the Civil War. I like about Wilson Creek, National Park Service made it very, people can easily get here. Like this trail is not, maybe not be the most friendliest trail to walk if you ain't really be able to walk, but if you're able, it'd be a nice little cool little hike like today to get out here. I gotta do some more history on the battlefield because I like them, because one part of our history, the Civil War that changed our country so many different ways, the good and the bad and the ugly, and Confederate, the North. I think battlefields are cool. A lot of men fought and died on these fields, and that's why you'll see me wear a lot of patriotic stuff, because I love this country, and I'm thankful from the Lord that He born me in this country, born me in the Ozarks, gave me a desire to share you of my Ozarks and how I see it's neat. I know I'm yammering on, but I hope this is cool. You know what I mean? I do like history, but sometimes I forget details unless I have my phone to remind me some of those good old details, because, well, my brain can't think of everything. I go bloop, recalculating sometimes. Hope you're enjoying this. If you do, you're so far along in this I'm showing you. Please like this. Please comment, share, because I like to share a good old Ozark Hillbilly and the Ozark Crossroads series I'm on right now. I'll try to put these videos when I can do it. If you ever go and look for my videos, it's usually be on a Monday morning. See, here's Percy's Battle, Price's HQ 4th Mile. There's a little road up that way. There's a parking area connection over that way. People who want to walk. There is a parking down that way. I didn't show you because I decided to just take the walk. Ray's cornfield trail down that way. But this is what I brung you over down this old road. Is there's actually a bridge down here built in 1910 when after the war and all that, because this didn't really cease to be anything until the 1960s. Um, when the National Park Service took over. I don't know why I'm blanking out today. Maybe I need to slow down and stop. I hope you don't mind that, because I'm not a professional by any ways. I'm just a good old hillbilly just trying to show you my little piece of the Ozarks and hoping someday I can get beyond the Ozarks, because it's a big, beautiful piece and I want to see this. Personally, I remember this one time. I brought my family down here and I thought this bridge was kind of neat. I looked up history and I forgot about it. Then when I was doing some research on this, I found out and I looked up the age. Well, I used to have cars actually, or bicycles or whatever, or wagons, was a 1910 bridge. Only 3 tons. Shows you could probably go down to the creek. A lot of times probably horses. It's kind of interesting. They allow horses on this trail. I just got thinking about that. Here it is, Wilson Creek and the 1910 bridge. They just put cables, put some planks on it. Here's Wilson Creek. I'm so glad they kept this in here. Man, that is beautiful. Wilson Creek. Yeah, I'm not going to get too close, but here's the old bridge. Beautiful. Just beautiful. There's Bloody Hill Trail, 1/3, no horses, no bikes. I was just there. I'm going to go down the old wire road. I'm going to walk more of the old wire road. Hope you're liking. If you ever want to walk this, come out to Wilson Creek Battlefield, right outside of Battlefield, Missouri, between Republic. You can, I don't know how many people might not know that they're walking on history. Little wet. Like I'm wearing my old train shoes. A little slippery, a little muddy. Looks like somebody carved a seat out of the trunk because there is no places to sit. That's what I came up here to walk. That house has date back to 1852. Ain't that cool? It looks like it's open. I get to go look at it. See, this would give you an example what this area would look like. You can almost do a set out here. Movie set out here. Showing what it used to be like. But I don't know if National Park Service has allowed that. I forgot. This is beautiful. The old wire road. I'm gonna go see if the house is open. The eye of the storm. That's one thing I like about it. You don't have to look up a lot. They have these little things that shows you. Here's this little cabin, hitching post, where you can choose what the original side of everything is. Maybe not unlocked today, but I'll go see. But nothing else I can show you on the outside. Yep, it looks like it's locked. Door's not open today, so I can't go inside. See what this beautiful little cabin is. Just beautiful. Just shows you how simple some people built houses back in the day. 1852. Wow. Sitting here being so peaceful, thinking about this area, how much conflict seen during the war, how much it's seen. 108 years after this cabin was here, it was finally turned into a park. I think in the 1950s, some people were doing stuff. I ain't for sure. People know more information piece by piece when this was turned into the national park. Because I don't think I found is the 1960s and the 1950s on the internet. Please let me know because I love to know. Man, it is peaceful out here. You want to get away, this is the place to do it. You can't even tell where. Not too far from Springfield, not too far from Battlefield, not even too far from Republic. We're just in this little area. The air feels good. The peacefulness of this place. It's just neat. I'm going to show you more of the road. Got a lot more walking. I decided to go a different route. You know that? Walk this route, walk the road, thinking about everybody who traveled this road. A conflict that happened on this piece of land. Now we have preserved. Now y'all can come out here. I said that one time before. But I just love it. I'm getting a little parched. I need to get a drink. Hope that didn't come out too loud over the mic. Because it's quite hot out here and you need to keep yourself hydrated. Need some H2O. Some good old water. I got some packs I might throw in and give me a little different flavor, but not. I'm enjoying it. I'm just thinking about this place. The beauty of the Ozarks. Seeing the ruggedness of the hills. Seeing the beauty. Can't wait to get out and see more of the Ozark. I'm making my way down, I call it the Lost Trail. This is the only part that's really preserved. You see the wire road out there? The Springfield Road out there, outside of Springfield, Missouri. Those are the few because I looked it up. After the wire road disappeared, the agriculture took over and did a lot of the road here in the local counties and cities did too. Until about the 1930s when officially Missouri had their own road department. Then it was 1918 that it's kind of hard. You can actually go on their website and look up their historical maps and see. And if you can find some other historical maps around this area, it might show you how differently. It was not a straight path like you see nowadays, like Route 66 and all that. Even that was carved up many times. That's the leader. This is what started it all. Trying to get to Fort Smith, Arkansas. And trying to carve a path down there through these rugged hills, because so far, I have not really found a flat street. Those flatlanders, they're lucky. They got flat land. Out here, there's a lot of rolling hills. Beautiful to the core. I wouldn't trade these for anything else. Then I wouldn't be a hillbilly. I would be a redneck out there. If I was a flat hill person and worked land, I'd be a redneck. There could be some rednecks that are from the hills, but you're more of a hillbilly. This is fun so far. Got more to go. Got more walking. I love walking sometimes. Makes you clear your head for the day. Get out and do something more beautiful. See, I'm walking the wire road right now, but there's so many paths you can spend days on days here just what you call it? I'm trying to think of the name of it. Exploring this area, find more of the history of this area of the Wilson Creek battlefield. If you're really into the history behind this area, now how we got this beautiful park to just walk around. And it's like, I'm so glad they preserve it, because there's probably been nothing but housing, and we probably lost this. This would probably turn into a subdivision of houses and houses. I'm glad that we're able to preserve something from the history. Sometimes it's nice because you can remind you of your past. Somehow past is not good, but you know what's good about that? We can learn from the past and do better for the future. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what about the history. Because sometimes history ain't all about it. I'm lost for words out here because my brain ain't thinking. Trying to show you some more about the Ozarks. Comment if you want me to look into a certain thing, because I would love to, especially if it contains to the Ozarks, because history's neat. And earlier path, how if a monorail went through, could have changed this area big time, but because of certain events, we are able to preserve history. I know I'm yammering about the same thing sometimes, but my brain wants to say something, but something else comes out, because this is unscripted. I have an idea of what I want to show you through these videos, but I just think it's unique. And all these will be on my Ozark Crossroads playlist on my YouTube channel. If you're watching right now, you can go there. You can see so much. Whew, it's hot out today. This good old sun. I'm glad I brung my sun hat. I'd be in my good old sun shirt. If you ever want to see why I'm wearing long sleeves there sometime, comment. I'll share you why. I don't know if it's important to my videos. And I don't really want to go down that route if it ain't that important. But if you're curious, I want to show you these adventures. Here's some more of the wire road. I'm still amazed how much it's just back in the day. Of course, the roads were not very good, because to actually have a good, nice road, they would take a big old log, drop it, pull it behind a horse to smooth out these areas. They got a path go up that way. They got a path going everywhere. You can spend all day if you want to see certain sights. You don't have to walk it. Like I said, there's parking spots all over this place. If you want to just park and walk to a certain monument. But if you want to go see the house I just showed you back there, you'll have to walk it in. You'll have to go to that parking spot that I showed you before, or way down here and walk up. I just go to that parking spot I showed there. Looks like I'm going to a water crossing. Looks like I'm get my feet wet. That's one thing you gotta be mindful. They are here to preserve, so some stuff like this crossing. Whew. I'm glad I put my old train shoes on. I don't know when this was built, but it looks like it's been put here. People know, please comment about this old water crossing. Ain't this beautiful? I'm gonna get my feet wet today. I got my water shoes on. See? Ah, this feels good. Yeah, it's definitely man-made. Woo! Be careful, it's slick. I'm gonna step right over here. Woo-wee! Ain't that beautiful? Yeah, it looks like it's definitely man-made for some reason, because I can see some concrete. I don't know when they paved it, but if you have any information, I was just up there. I'm going this way. Man, this is peaceful. See, this is why I call it drops down in here. They probably just followed this natural um, area. That's what most of these roads are. They just follow natural hills. Ooh, finally got out of the heat. That was really nice. I can see why you would love to walk your horses down here. You can go across the creek, let them get a little drink. They got a little side path that goes down to that creek. Whew. This is going to be a fun hill to walk up, but it's going to be worth it. Oh, you me climbing up this hill. You probably want to hear me huffing and puffing. I still got a little bit up this hill to go. Then I'll turn the camera back around, and I'll turn the camera and show you the other side here. Guys, look at that hill. Ain't that interesting? You see that behind me? That is one steep hill. Whew! Need a little. Yep, I went down that hill, and I still got to go up that hill. Whew! Fun. But man, I wouldn't trade this for anything. I love this walk. It's a very good Sunday walk. That's what the day is, a Sunday, when I do some of my filming. I love getting God's nature. It's beautiful. Whew. I want people to know is it's Percy's HQ quarter, and they see that hill and they don't know all the history. They're walking on the old wire road. See, there's a parking area. I'm coming out to the new road. I'm going to see if there anything. Horses like watching this way. See, the old wire road. I might take a little detour where I can sit and take a break for a minute. Hiking. One way only. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go sit at these benches. They don't really want you to go to the battery. Now I can see why. Those are part of the history. Plus, they have some nice benches in the shade. I could take a rest for a minute. Because I've been on a long walk. And I need a little bit of break. But I love it. You can donate. That's what they're doing. By being free, you can just donate. See, you are here. It shows you everything. I'm gonna try to go nice and slow. I love these pictures that show you about. And see, they show the old historical road right there. See, we're right here and going this way to the edge of the property. And that tees back into ZZ Highway. Part of ZZ Highway, not all ZZ, but kind of off to the side of ZZ is the old wire road, and then goes to Lost again. Just beautiful. They show you where you can sit, where you can do, you can donate. It's always good to donate, where other people can enjoy this. Just beautiful. Yep, I'm walking on the old wire road. Back on the old wire road. This is called Standing Rock. And I guess that's what that's about right there, that rock. Wilson Creek. I'm gonna go a little bit off the road and look at this rock while I'm here. They don't have it roped off, so I can go over here. Must have been a little monument back in the day. You need to look up the history about Standing Rock. That is cool. It has an old nail, an old screw, actually. This is cool. Man, I'm loving this. Did a lot of walking today, but it's worth it. It is worth it. This is cool. Like I showed you, I'm at Standing Rock in Wilson Creek. I started out way at the Ray's house and walked all the way this way. 2.3 miles, a lot of walking. You could do a bunny hop by going to the 3 parks. The Ray's house, doing out and back style walking. Then you could go to the next section where I showed you where that one road connection is. So then walk that a little bit, then walk back, then come up here. Then you got 2 choices. You can go down the hill or up the hill, which way you want to go to see more of the old wire road. So far going down the hill, you'll see, depends on how far you want to walk. Old water crossing, house from 1852. Mostly horses use this. What I'm on is the old wire road. It goes more on to, it connects to another path, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go to the end of the old wire road and walk backwards and show you if there's anything interesting. I'll flip around the camera and show you. Because you know what? You never know. It can look like a boring trail that has nothing interesting to look at. But you can always take it and see what the less path takes you and find out something nobody else might see. Because you're the one who took the path that really that nobody else takes hardly. I can see horses because you're gonna have to be in some shape to do this. Why I was able to do this is I had someone drop me off at the Ray's house and going to pick me back up. I was blessed that way. You can thank my beautiful wife Mo for doing that. She wanted to go do something different, and I wanted to do this. But this is how sometimes we roll. Sometimes we have the same interests in a lot of things, but some stuff only I'm interested in. But that's what a married couple is about. We don't always have the same interests, but 90% of the time. But me yammering on about my beautiful wife. You've seen her a few times in the videos. She's my assistant. Not this. Beautiful rolling side. I can see why they did the path. They avoided the hills they could, but what they couldn't, they just trudge along. That's why I love the Ozark Hills. This just shows. See? Good old Ozark Hills. You can see some modern convenience back. That's it. I'm glad I took you along here. Ooh. Now I'm going into the woods. One last beautiful look. Wow. Before I go into the woods. Nice shady times. I got thinking, you're pulling a heavy wagon. I bet this was a fun road to pull a wagon because it took a lot longer. Probably about the same amount of time I walked it so far to get through here. That's a long time to be on a horse and buggy or horseback. Anybody who rides a horse, by the time I get down, I'll probably have close to 3 miles on my feet today. But it'll be worth it. Show you the old wire road. Because in case someone can't get out here, they can get a snapshot of what the wire road would look like. And this has been beautiful so far. I can finally hear a little bit of ZZ Highway next to me. You wouldn't even know this was out here. Man, it is beautiful. This does go on farther, but I'm not going to go that far because, well, I showed you enough of the old wire road. And that's pretty much why I came out here. I'm not here to show the other paths. Oh, I see something neat. Walk crawl right there. That was an early way of telling people boundaries. And I can't see the rock wall anymore, but that's one way to tell boundaries back in the day. So it shows a little bit of the old, some of the old stuff. Some of the old flat rocks. Different cutouts. This is beautiful. Oh. I'm just, yep, I can hear ZZ Highway. You wouldn't even know it. But Park Service has been keeping up good on this road so far. I can say today I walked probably about 3 miles of the old road. Cross over some new territory, but it's kind of neat. I was so happy to see this on the map, the Google map that showed me the old wire road. This meandering path, mostly follow water, an easy way to get around the hills. Yep, I think this is cool. Like they got a little hump here. Love the shade. What do you think about this so far? If you made this part, please comment. Show me what you love about this trail so far, because I want some comments. Because I want some feedback from you all. Because I would love to see it. Because, well, it'd be unique. About the end of the road, but not end of the venture yet. Because I can tell it's narrowing down to being like an old path. Ain't so wide anymore. And there's a sign. I'll show you it. Yeah, if you're a hiker, Wilson Creek would be your place. Man, this is beautiful. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm just looking around, seeing if anything. I was just seeing something. The southwest boundary trail, that's it. It narrows down, and now you're off the old wire road, but I was trying to show you, see if I could see anything. Fall would be a better time. See? Now you can see it narrowed down to being just a trail. Probably see a cars going very by. Probably in fall. You know, see right here is like a turnaround. When you see that marker, the rest of it is a big trail. And I'm going to just walk myself back out. I was seeing if there's anything interesting down here. The thing I saw was really the beautiful view of the Ozark Hills. That's why I like showing you. But you never know. Nothing can be boring unless you decide to be boring and you don't want to take the venture. But I love this out here. Hearing the bugs chirping, birds doing, beautiful. Wow, I hear one loud car. I don't know if you might pick that up. That's how close I'm to ZZ Highway. This is beautiful. I'm not going to bore you with a long walk back, but I'm going to see you on the flip side when I get back down to Standing Stone area and show you around there. Howdy y'all, future me. I had to split this video in two parts. It was just too long. So I'm going to end part one and give you a bonus of part two. I thank you all for coming along. I hope you all have a blessed day. And I'll see you all later. Hope you watch the second part. It's just a little bonus of Wilson Creek.